This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 28th day of November in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. The International Court of Justice has announced that it will deliver its decision on Friday on Guyana's request for provisional measures to be granted in the border case against Venezuela. Guyana's request was made following the announcement of the planned Venezuelan referendum on the border controversy, which is billed for this coming Sunday. Guyana has objected to a number of questions that are to be asked in the referendum and wants the court to block those questions related to the case before the court and the Guyana Essequibo region. The decision will come 2 days before Venezuela's planned referendum. In its submission before the ICJ, Guyana also stated that Venezuela must refrain from any actions intended to prepare or allow the exercise of sovereignty or de facto control over any territory that was awarded to British Guyana in the 1899 arbitral award. Guyana also wants the International Court to order and compel Venezuela to avoid any actions that might exacerbate or extend the controversy before the court or make it more challenging to resolve. Guyana has long said that it is not interfering in the domestic affairs of Venezuela, therefore it does not want the referendum to be nullified. But whereas the referendum includes questions that threatens Guyana's territorial integrity, it must object. 2 weeks ago, Venezuela's Vice President Delcy Rodriguez told the International Court of Justice that with or without the court's intervention, the planned referendum on the Essequibo will go ahead. She ruled out any annexation or invasion of Guyana's territory despite her rhetoric and said that a referendum is purely a domestic matter, which Guyana, and by extension the International Court of Justice, should not interfere in. The Guyana government has argued that Venezuela's continued rejection of the ICJ process is because it is aware that it has a weak case. Former Foreign Minister Carl Greenidge is Guyana's agent before the International Court on the border controversy. Venezuela recently proposed that the two sides should meet and consult on the matter. Guyana has rejected any dialogue on the issue at this time. With the substantive case, Guyana wants the ICJ to confirm the legality and validity and the binding effect of the award of 1899, which settled the boundary between Guyana and Venezuela. More news coming up in just a moment.
A very Merry Guyanese Christmas, wishing you are here.
Top up, activate a data plan, pay your monthly GTT bill to enter for a chance to be one of 10 weekly winners over 6 weeks. That's 60 winners in total, with one lucky winner from every week having a chance to win the Mega Million grand prize. See price for more details. It's the GTT Mega Million Christmas promotion. GTT, Guyana's largest and most reliable network.
We're sporting until we drop.
Oh my lord! I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
It's your time to win big! The Massey Store's Christmas jackpot promotion is back and bigger than before. Spend $5,000 at any Massey Stores to be the lucky winner of a brand new MGZS and fantastic weekly store prizes from now until January 31st, 2024. What are you waiting for? Head to your nearest Massey Stores to shop now. See our Facebook and Instagram pages for more details. Massey Stores, our family serving your family.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. bust the flavors that me crave for. We full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the buster flavors. Grab a buster flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster flavor, taste the savor. Buster flavors. Buster flavors.
It's back again! The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Make My Wish Come Through Christmas promotion is here. What are you wishing for this Christmas? It's another exciting Christmas promotion designed with you, our members, in mind. This Christmas, you can win big. Household appliances ranging from a fridge, washing machine, gas cooker, dining table, television sets, and much, much more. Here's how you can be a part of our Christmas promotion. You must be a member of the credit union in good standing. You must have an existing loan or must have taken your first loan with the credit union. You must fill out a coupon with your information clearly marked. Coupons for this promotion can be uplifted from our head office at Lot 45 Hatfield Street, Georgetown, or from any one of our regional representatives countrywide. Promotion runs from October 30th to December 15, 2023. What are you wishing for this Christmas? GPS CCU, people helping people.
The leadership from the United States Army's 1st Security Force Assistance Brigade and the Guyana Defense Force met yesterday and today as part of the U.S. and Guyana's strong military-to-military partnership. In a statement, the U.S. Embassy said the U.S. and Guyana Defense Forces discussed upcoming engagements to include strategic planning, sessions, and processes to enhance both countries' military readiness and capabilities to respond to security threats. The Security Force Assistance Brigade of the U.S. Army is a specialized unit established to advise and assist partner nations. Since 2022, the SFAB has conducted several joint training exercises with the GDF to strengthen their capacity and capability at the tactical and operational levels. The U.S. military advisors said they are thankful for the opportunity to train with the Guyana Defense Force as partners and friends, and they also look forward to deepening the partnership in the weeks and months to come. Several stallholders of the municipal market in Caribbean, Berbice, are counting their losses following a fire that swept through the market last night, gutting a number of stalls. The fire service was alerted to the blaze just before 7 p.m. and rushed across with fire tenders immediately. The quick action of the fire service resulted in the blaze being contained to a section of the market. Several vendors and stallholders were seen rushing into the market to save their belongings. In a statement last night, the Ministry of Home Affairs said early investigations have revealed that the fire originated from an electric fan that was left plugged into a wall in the building and switched on, leading to overheating and the eventual ignition of nearby flammable material. The Home Affairs Ministry said as the investigation unfolds, the authorities are also diligently working to determine the full extent of the damages and the incident. The Director of Frontiers in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ms. Donette Street, has cautioned Guyanese to be careful with following some of the utterances coming out of the Venezuelan government on the border controversy, explaining that a neighboring country is involved in a massive propaganda campaign on the issue. During a cultural radio interview, she said Venezuela's continued misinterpretations of the 1966 Geneva Agreement continues to be troubling.
And so these are all, I think, maybe deliberate misinterpretations of the Geneva Agreement that the government of Venezuela has been propagating. And if we're not careful, I think we get really caught and sucked into that level of propaganda.
Ms. Street also described Venezuela's continued claims over the Essequibo region as increasingly ridiculous, saying that it has no basis in law and goes against the spirit of the Geneva Agreement.
Venezuela's claims became more outrageous. So essentially what happened, the government of Venezuela started out by declaring that the award was invalid. From this original declaration, Venezuela graduated her claim to the Essequibo region. So the award is invalid, then the Essequibo belongs to Venezuela. And then it moved from the Essequibo belonging to Venezuela to the waters off the coast of the Essequibo belonging to Venezuela. Then it moved from the waters off the coast to now that claim has graduated to include even the waters off the coast of Demerara and Berbice.
According to the Foreign Affairs official, the Geneva Agreement does not mention Essequibo or Venezuela's claims to the Essequibo. She said it was the actions of Venezuela that led Guyana to moving to the International Court with the issue.
The Geneva Agreement does not in any way negate the validity of the 1899 arbitral award. The Geneva Agreement in no way recognizes that Venezuela has a legitimate claim to the Essequibo region. The Geneva Agreement in no way is intended to supersede the award or to indicate, because this is another argument that Venezuela has been using, that Guyana is somehow stopped from developing its territory, somehow stopped from continuing its economic development of the Essequibo or the waters.
It was also stated that Venezuela's continued rejection of the international court process shows that the country has no intention to negotiate in good faith. She also explained that Venezuela fully participated in a process in 2017, which was spearheaded by the UN Secretary General, and both parties agreed that should that process fail, the ICJ was up next. The opposition APNU-AFC has stated that while it will continue to fan out around the country to keep the population informed in the border controversy and remain committed to the defense of Guyana's territorial integrity, it still believes the government ought to be responding to the controversy in a more united way. During a public meeting at the Stabroek Market Square last evening, opposition leader Aubrey Norton said while the government talks about a united front in response to the controversy, it has shut out the opposition out of key discussions and decision making.
Because even though we have shown them the need for unity, even though we have supported them in the parliament, they turn their backs and decide they will do as they like, when they like, how they like, tell it has to end. Because we are not going to participate in your unilateral activities.
Mr. Norton also said there should have been the establishment of a national task force to deal with the controversy. Such a task force, he noted, would have included the government, the opposition, and other stakeholders, so that a national plan could be crafted.
Don't come to us with a PPP plan and masquerade it as if it is national. We need a national plan in defense of our territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Mr. Norton's statements were supported by leader of the AFC, Kemraj Ramjatan, who told the gathering that the government appears to have discarded the opposition in relation to dealing with the border controversy on the united front. He said since the opposition gave its support to the government's motion in the National Assembly, it has not been included in anything else.
If you want unity in this country, and it is unity that has been a perennial problem of this country, you require the opposition to even go with you. But they don't call us. No, like we don't matter. And I am urging the leaders of the BBB to put some sense in their heads and don't believe that we are not seeing what is happening.
Mr. Ramjatan urged the government to not only depend on external allies to defend Guyana, but to also ensure the GDF has what it needs. The opposition says it has planned a number of other public engagements on the border controversy around the country.
Guyana, this is your time to send a strong and decisive message. The government of Guyana is hosting national activities in response to Venezuela's referendum with a night of patriotic reflections at the Guyana National Stadium on Sunday, December 3 from 17 hours. Come in your numbers from every village, every town. Bring your family, your friends and neighbors. Come in your national colors as we unite for Guyana. There will be performances by local artists, sports personalities, and an address by His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces.
Essequibo belongs to Guyana.
Come on now, ping pong chairs, choo-choos, amazing, taste so good. Feed your cravings, chocolate rich, you'll be craving more. And more, and more, and more. Here comes the crave. Ping pong chairs and choo-choos, feed your cravings, you know you want to. Here comes the crave.
Choo choo heaven.
Guyana, get ready! It's the 61st National School Cycling, Swimming and Track and Field Championships from November 26th through December 1, 2023, hosted by the Ministry of Education and the Guyana Teachers Union. The moment you've been waiting on is here. Come and see top student athletes and teachers from 15 sporting districts compete in intense rivalry. Come and enjoy cycling at the National Park, Georgetown, swimming at the National Aquatic Center, Lilliandale, November 27. And from November 28 to December 1, you can witness the track and field action at the National Track and Field Center, Lenora, West Coast, Demerara. The action starts 10 hours. The National Championships, where stars are born. Sponsored by Rainforest Water, Vitamalt, Powerade, Malta Supreme, Triscuits, Demico Ice Cream, Digital Guyana, and Impressions.
President Irfan Ali left the country last evening for Dubai in the United Arab Emirates to participate in the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change Conference of Parties 28. A number of other government officials, including Vice President Bharat Jagdeo, will also be attending the international meeting. President Ali is expected to leave the meeting early and return to Guyana on Saturday, according to his office. Guyana is expected to push climate financing for its incentives and its model low-carbon development strategy at the climate change meeting. Guyana will also be co-chairing the group of forested countries in the Commonwealth, providing guidance on the environment. Last week, Vice President Bharat Jagdeo said Guyana will join CARICOM in championing the cause for adaptation funding and funding for loss and damage of the forests. And with support from the diplomatic community here in Guyana, Guyana will also be pushing for the implementation of Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. According to the United Nations, Article 6 acknowledges that countries can pursue voluntary cooperation in the implementation of their nationally determined contributions to allow for higher mitigation ambition and to promote sustainable development. The Ministry of Housing has announced that persons who were allocated house lots at 6 blocks in Great Diamond and at Golden Grove on the east bank of Demerara will be able to access their lands by the end of the year. Over $17 billion in infrastructure works are being carried out in the areas. The works included land clearing, the construction of access roads and culverts, and the installation of pipe networks. Over 5,000 persons in various income brackets will be able to access their lands. The Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell, recently visited Great Diamond Blocks 1, 3 and 5, where more than half of the work in the area has been completed, paving the way for the commencement of the lot identification. The remaining allottees can expect access early in the new year. However, regarding Great Diamond Block 7, which is 5 lots, the minister expressed dissatisfaction with the sluggish work of the contractors, as works are slated to be completed by the end of the year. While acknowledging initial challenges such as swamped lands and poor access, Minister Crowell emphasized that those obstacles were addressed and contractors behind the deadline will be held accountable. In the world of business, the managing director of the London-based Caribbean Council, Chris Bennett, believes immense progress has been made in reducing barriers to trade between Guyana and the United Kingdom. The Caribbean Council has been working to build trade and investment between international companies and their Caribbean partners.
I think that there's been an immense amount of progress already made in reducing trade barriers between the UK and Guyana, not least in the UK CARIFORUM trade agreement that's been signed, which puts in place a liberalisation of tariff schedules, which means that there are reducing duties for Guyanese companies who want to buy goods from the UK. So it has never been better value to buy British. And so that's an exciting opportunity in terms of the two-way trade links.
Bennett said he forms part of a UK trade mission that is currently in Guyana. He said commodities from Guyana attract little to no duty when being exported to the UK. Noting that there are very little barriers to trade and plenty of opportunities, he also said the visa-free travel and direct flights to the UK from Guyana have significantly improved the ease of doing business between the two nations.
There are now direct flights, which means there is direct air freight, which means the cost has come down and it's easier to trade directly. And there is now a regular, I think it's a weekly service with Geese Line coming directly from the UK, making it very easy to do business.
And the British High Commissioner to Guyana, Jane Miller, said total trade in goods and services between the UK and Guyana was £1.6 billion last year, making Guyana the UK's leading trade partner in the Caribbean.
And we have some great businesses investing here in many different sectors, whether we're looking at construction, whether we're looking at food and drink, whether we're looking at services. The list can go on. And it's because we deliver a very strong brand. It's because we are known for our quality. It's because people know that we're trustworthy partners to be working with.
The UK trade delegation includes 11 representatives from 7 companies in the mining, insurance, construction, defense, security, and environment sectors. This morning, the group met with the Minister of Finance, Dr. Ashley Singh, the President of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Kester Hudson, and the head of the British Chamber of Commerce in Guyana, Faisal Khan. Minister Singh told the corporate leaders that it is no secret that Guyana is open for business.
We in Guyana remain open for business. We welcome companies from around the world investing in Guyana and doing business in Guyana and with Guyanese companies.
The trade mission is being conducted in partnership with the Caribbean Council, the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, and the British Chamber of Commerce in Guyana. The Guyana Manufacturing and Services Association intends to push for more development and support in the manufacturing sector when it hosts Impact Manufacturers Summit in March of next year. GMSA President Ramzi Ali said the summit will address rapid developments in the manufacturing and services industries as Guyana moves to address its energy deficiency with the execution of a gas-to-energy project as well as a hydropower plant. He said it will also take into account the expansion of existing industries and the birth of new ones and their impact on the manufacturing and services sector.
So as a result of this, we're hoping to see some new industries or businesses set up operations in Guyana or local partnerships created with regional and international marketing firms. Given its important markets in both North and South America, Guyana is an ideal location for businesses, as I just said.
According to the GMSA head, a number of manufacturing associations from within the Caribbean will be participating in the summit, including those from Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Barbados, and Dominica. St. Kitts and Nevis and St. Lucia are also there.
The participation will contribute to the diversity of perspectives at the summit and highlight the collective effort to strengthen the manufacturing sector in the Caribbean. As the country continues to attract foreign investments and develop its infrastructure, it's crucial to leverage the expertise and the experience of the neighboring countries to drive innovation and competitiveness.
The GMSA official also said the summit will present a unique opportunity for local manufacturers to gain valuable insight and establish connections globally.
Another significant topic that will be addressed is government policies and trade issues, which are pressing concerns among Caribbean countries. It is imperative that we have open and constructive discussions about trade barriers and the potential collaboration between nations to overcome these challenges.
The president of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Kester Hudson, said the chamber is pleased to be part of the summit. He said a large percentage of its close to 900 members are also members of the Guyana Manufacturers Association.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true, or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Barbadians were jolted by a 5.6 magnitude earthquake around 11:26 a.m., Barbados today said in a report. The Seismic Research Unit of the University of the West Indies said the quake was located 29 kilometers southwest of Bridgetown. It had a depth of 26 kilometers. Posts on social media indicated that residents felt the tremors in Christchurch, St. Philip, St. John, St. Michael, and surrounding areas. The unit said the quake's location also put it 160 kilometers east of Kingston, St. Vincent, and 179 kilometers southeast of Castries, St. Lucia. Caribbean nations have been encouraged to remain at the Conference of Parties COP table in order to ensure the region is equipped to cope with the effects of climate change. According to Jamaica Observer, the call was made by Dr. Orville Gray, head of the National Adaptation Plan Global Network, at a virtual forum held last Wednesday ahead of this week's United Nations Climate Summit, COP28, in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The forum was hosted by the University of the West Indies Global Institute for Climate Smart and Resilient Development under the theme, Should We Cop Out? It examined perspectives from the Caribbean and Canada on COP27 and 28. According to Dr. Gray, the Caribbean cannot cop out of the conference, as it offers a space for the region to voice concerns about the negative impacts of climate change on developing countries. Dr. Gray emphasized the significance of Caribbean nations leveraging COP28 to lobby for essential resources and fair decision-making, as small island states facing the threats of rising sea levels and tropical cyclones are more vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. And finally tonight, international news. Rescuers in India have freed 41 workers who had been trapped in a collapsed Himalayan tunnel for 17 days. According to the BBC, miners drilled the final section by hand to reach the workers in a 3-mile tunnel in Uttarakhand. The men, who were brought out in wheeled stretchers through a 3-foot wide pipe, were taken to hospital for checkups. No one was injured. Marathon efforts to free them from the tunnel, which collapsed on November 12, overcame numerous setbacks. The mission was ultimately completed on Tuesday evening thanks to the efforts of a group of rat hole miners who used handheld drills to break through the rock. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.